good morning. Um, this is your instructor Elaine, and I would like to welcome you all in our English Maritime course. We are now on our week 32, day 1. So today we will discuss about the advanced reading skills regarding the technical manuals and safety procedures in maritime industry. So this is about the advanced reading skills in the maritime industry that are very essential for interpreting some complex technical manuals, safety procedures, and international regulation to ensure the crew and the vessel safety. So unlike the casual reading, this requires a methodological approach that combines a specialized vocabulary. So it also helps the ability to apply information directly to the onboard operations. So first, I have here some key skills for advanced maritime reading. So first is about the command of specialized vocabulary and terminology. So the maritime industry, they uses a highly specific lexicon. So this is a developing your vocabulary is a fundamental step towards the advanced reading. So first I have here regarding the technical vocabularies. So these are the words related to the vessel system, equipment, and constructions. So, for example, like the ballast, bilge, the ECDIS, and the word propulsion. Another one is the safety specific vocabulary. So these are the terms from the international conventions and manuals. So it including the SOLAS, the ISM, the LSA code, and phrases from the standard marine communication phrases or the SMCP. We also have some semi-technical and core vocabulary. So these are the words that may have a different meaning in maritime. So contextual understanding is the key to avoid the misinterpretation. Second that we have is about the critical comprehensions and analysis. So this is uses to identify why the manual or procedures was written. So is it to form a instruct or a warning? So we need to understand the guides for your own focus. So advanced reading goes beyond simple understanding. So this time, it requires a deep analysis of the text purpose, implications, and underlying message. Next is to construct the meaning from the factual text. So technical and safety documents are fact heavy. So focus on the accurately interpreting interpreting the instructions and data provided. Next is analyze the features. So pay close attention to the structural elements like the headings, the tables or figures, and footnotes. So these features are often critical for quick reference and for understanding the complex information. Next is about the strategic reading for efficiency. So professionals at the sea, they often need to find critical information quickly and under pressure. So they need a strategic reading involves using some techniques to increase the both speed and accuracy. So under that is about the skimming and scanning. So use these methods to rapidly locate specific information or get a general overview of a document. Next is active note taking. So, for longer manuals or reports, take notes on the key procedures, precautions, and equipment locations. So, this helps with information retentions and create a quick reference guide. Lastly is the summarizing. So, after reading, summarize the main points in your own words. So, this reinforces a comprehension and aids memory. So, it will help you to have more efficiency in reading. Okay. The next one is about the contextual application of knowledge. So, maritime technical manuals and safety procedures are not read in vacuum. So, advanced readers must connect the written information to the vessel's actual operational context. So, to understand more, I have here related text to practice. So, says are link the written safety procedures to the physical equipment and lay out on your specific vessels. So for instance, you need to understand where the life-saving appliances or the LSA code descriptions apply to the lifeboats on your ships. Another one is connect the concepts. So the single procedure may reference a multiple and other regulations or codes. For example, the SOLAS and the ISM. So advanced readers understand how these interlocking pieces of information related to each other to form a complete safety plan. So next is about the visualized procedures. So mentally, you will walk through the steps of a procedure, such as the enclosed space entry permit, so as described in the manuals. So visualization can help identify a potential issue or a missing steps. So this time, we have some documents requiring an advanced reading skills. So the mariners or the seafarers, they must be able to expertly navigate a wide range of documents. So for example, the technical manuals. So this include the engine operating manuals, the ECDIS or the electronic chart display and information system. So, and also it includes the cargo handling system specifications. So, every details on some point they need to um, it requires the advanced readings in terms of these documents. Another one is about the safety procedures. So the shipboard safety training manuals, it contains the policies and procedures for handling emergencies like fires, man overboard, and evacuations. So this one, it also required some documents, right? So in this regard, they need to have a advanced reading skills. Another one is the international regulations and codes. So the key documents like the International Safety Management or the ISM code and the Safety of Life at Sea or what we call the SOLAS, they required a high level of comprehension to ensure the compliance and to to avoid the misunderstanding. Another one is about the nautical charts, logs, and reports. So this one, it interpreting these documents accurately is critical for navigation, record keeping, and as well in the communications. So this time, it's about the training and the development. So training and development. So continuous training is the key to maintaining the skills. So we have here what we call the interactive learning or the interactive learning. So this method is like a team-based learning and role-playing that can help the mariners or the seafarers practice applying their reading comprehensions to a realistic scenarios. Another one is the authentic materials. So using the real world documents such as the incident reports and equipment manuals to provide a practical and relevant training. We also have here a technology assisted learning. So software So technology assisted learning. So this time it's about the software and online resources that can be used to improve the vocabulary and the comprehensive skills. So this time it's about um, Why an effective reading is very important or critical. So it says here that effective reading is critical in maritime safety and operations because it enables the seafarers to understand some vital informations leading to a safer navigations, compliance with regulations, and efficient emergency responses. So number one is of course is about the safety and accident preventions. Or we can say it's about the safety and operational efficiency. So the seafarers, they must have and accurately read and understand the navigation manuals, safety regulations, and operational guidelines to prevent the accident during the daily duties. The next one is about the regulatory compliance. So international regulations such as the SOLAS or the safety of life at sea, they mandate a clear and accurate communications. So by this, they making an effective reading essentials for compliance and avoiding some legal issues. So the maritime industry, this is constantly evolving with the new technologies and techniques that requiring a continuous learning. So for a seafarer or for someone to have an effective reading, this is very important that they need to stay updated with this advancement and master the new equipments. Next is about the emergency preparedness. So reading an emergency alerts and weather forecast, this is vital for the seafarers to make a quick and informed decision during the unforeseen events and ensuring the safety of the crew and the guests. So by analyzing some complex informations from various texts such as the reports, charts, enhances the seafarer's ability to make sound, critical decisions and during the high-stakes situations. So, effective reading is very important in the maritime industry in terms of their safety. The next one is about the operational efficiency. So this one, it's about the clear communication. So facilitate by effective reading of procedures and instructions. It prevents the misunderstandings and delays and ensuring that the smooth operations, cargo handling, and port approaches according to the research gate. Next is about the international collaborations. So, as a global industry, shipping requires a standardized language and communication protocol. So where the English proficiency is the key for the seafarers from diverse backgrounds and cooperate effectively. So it's about the crew are often diverse. So reading skills, it enables the seafarers to effectively receive and convey informations, bringing language and cultural barriers of fostering a cohesive team environment. another one is about the situational awareness. So, in dynamic and high stakes environment, the seafarers they must process informations quickly and maintain situational awareness. So, effective readings, it allows them to quickly grasp the core meaning of a complex textual information and improving their ability to react appropriately to changing conditions. Next is about the understanding the documents. So, in maritime documents are very essential for the movement and exchange of goods and vessels serving as a legal contract, proof of ownerships, and regulatory compliance records. So the key commercial documents, it includes the bill of lading, which details the shipments and act as a title, the commercial invoice from the sellers to the buyers, the packing list with the shipment's contents, and the certificate of origin for customs. So, crucial safety documents include the Safety Management Certificate, or what we call the SMC, for a specific shipment and document of the compliance, or the DOC, for the operating company, just to ensuring the adherence to the International Safety Management, or what we call the ISM code. So first is about the legal and regulatory documents. So why are these documents are important? So certificate and endorsement. So every ship must carry a host documents to prove a compliance with the international and national laws. So for example, certificate of competency or the COC. So this is for the officers and the crew as required by the STWC Convention. We also have the Cargo Ship Safety Certificate, which is about the bundle of certificate including the constructions, equipments, and radio safety that requires under the SOLAS Convention. Another one is about the international load line. So this is to pertains to a ship maximum safe load. So why are these important? So these documents or these uh, contracts or documents that define the responsibilities and terms Another one is for the safety and environmental compliance. So we have here the ship security plan. So, as required by the International Ship and Port Facility Security or the ISPS code. Another is about the Shipboard Oil Pollution Emergency Plan or what we call the SOPEP or the SOPEP. So these are the details procedures for handling oil spills required by the MARPOL. Another one is the garbage management plan. So this is the mandatory document outlining the waste disposal procedures. Under the safety is this seafarers document. So, individual seafarers, they carry an official paperwork such as the seafarer's identity and the record book or what we call the CERB, which act as both an ID and a logbook. Another is the ship's articles. So these are the formal contract between the ship's master and the crew. So this one, it outlining the conditions of the employment for a specific voyage. Another one is about the navigational and operational text. So we have here the nautical charts and publications. So this is about the navigating officers regularly consult these texts which are often digital today. We also have some nautical charts. So this is shows water depths, navigational hazards, coastlines, and aids to navigations. We also have some nautical almanac. So this is the publication containing astronomical data used for celestial navigations. We also have the sailing directions. So this provides some details about the coastal information and port guides. Next is the notice to mariners or the notice to the seafarers. So this is the regular updates on changes to the charts and publications. Another one is about the navigational and operational text. So this time, it's about the voyage and deck logs. So we have here some official logbook. So the record of all the significant events during the voyage, including the birth, deaths, and incidents. We also have some bridge and deck logbook. So these are the details records of a navigations, weather, and positions and other operational data. Next is about the maneuvering manuals. So these are the ship-specific manuals detailing the vessel's handling characteristics and the emergency procedures. And lastly is the company instructions. So these are the internal memos, bulletins, and instructions from the shipping company that supplement our regulatory requirements. So we also have what we call the cargo port documents. So this one it's about the bill of landing or BOL. So these are the most critical cargo documents serving as a receipt of goods, evidence of the contract of carriage, and a document of the title to the goods. So these are the contract between the shipper and carrier that serves as the receipts of goods. And the main documents for the consignee to claim the cargo at the destinations. We also have some manifest. So this one, it's about the list of all cargo on the ship. So this includes the details like the quantity, consignee, and the shippers. So for a dangerous goods, a separate dangerous cargo manifest is required. We also have the mate's receipt or what we call the mate's receipt. So this is designed by the chief mate upon receiving the cargo on board, acknowledging its quantity and apparent conditions. We also have the stowage plan. So this is the schematic showing of a location of all cargo on the ship. We also have what we call the statement of facts or the SOF. So these are the detailed record of all events, times, and delays during the cargo operations in port. We also have what we call the letters of indemnity or the protest. So these are the legal documents used to address the discrepancies, damages, or issues with cargo loading and discharge. We also have here what we call the technical and maintenance text. So this one, it's about the instructional manuals. So manuals for all equipments on board, from the main engine to auxiliary systems, and bridge and electronics. Drawing and specification. So these are the engineering plans, diagrams, and technical specification of the ship's constructions and machinery. Another one is the maintenance report. So these are the detailed reports of equipment maintenance, repairs, and inspections conducted by the engine room crew. So next is about the practical techniques for technical reading. So to improve the technical reading, use the what we call the SQ3R method. So these are the survey, question, read, recite, and review. So by skimming the main ideas and headings, asking questions about the content, reading actively by taking notes and highlighting the key sentences, and then reciting for summarizing your understanding. So, additionally, break down the complex topic. Make a connection to know informations, define the unknown terms, and discuss the material with the others to solidify your comprehensions. So first, we have here what we call the pre-reading and skimming. So we have here four. So first is the survey. So before diving deep, quickly scan the documents by reading the headings, subheadings, and the introductions, and the conclusion to get a general overview of the content and the structure. Next is the question. So, you need to formulate a question about the material you want to understand or find the answers to. We also have skim. So this one is the quickly read through the documents. So focusing on the first and last sentence of each paragraph to identify the key sentence and the main ideas. Next is the mind map. So this one is to create a mind map with the main heading and add the key ideas you find during the skimming phase. So next is, if we have the pre-reading, next is we have the active reading. So active reading, we have now to read. So now, read the material more closely to understand the details and fill in the gaps in your own knowledge. Next is to highlight and take note. So, highlight the key sentences and use the notebook to write down the key concepts, definitions, or your own paraphrases for the text. Next is visualize. So try to visualize the concepts or draw a diagram to help you understand the abstract ideas. And then next is the post reading and consolidation. And lastly is about the define the terms. So this time, it's about underline and define the any technical terms you don't understand. So this one, it will helps you to improve your comprehension of the specific terms, specific field. So now is it's about the post reading, and consolidation. So we have here now you have to recite. So meaning try to explain the material in your own words. So it's either verbally or in writing. So this time it will help you to consolidify your understanding. Next is review. So go back over your notes, mind map, and the document itself to review the information and check your understanding. Next is to summarize. Summarize your overall understanding of the material in writing. Okay? And lastly is to teach. So this one is to a way of explaining the material to someone else. So this is a great way to test and improve your comprehensions. So this time we have here what we call the decoding technical language. So these are the jargon, symbols, and the abbreviations. So the decoding technical languages, it involves the understanding. It's the three primary components. So we have the jargons, the specialized vocabulary of the professionals. We have the symbols, which are the graphical representations of concepts or units. And lastly, the abbreviations or the acronyms. So these are the shortened forms of words. Okay? So to decode this, you must first define the specific field. So as term, you can have a different meaning across industries. And then use these resources to professional glossaries, company-specific dictionaries, and context clues to grasp the intended meaning. So first, we have here the jargons. So what are these jargon or what is this jargons? So the jargon is the technical or the specialized words and phrases used as a specific group or professions. So, the purpose is this is to communicate effectively and accurately within the group. It also serves as a form of professional or what we call the shorthand. Like for example, we have here the rough in. The word rough in plumbing. We have the selector in the web development or the workflow, the word workflow in the project management. Next that we have is what we call the symbols. So as I said earlier, these are the graphical representations that stands for a specific concepts, units, or functions. So the purpose is to provide the concise universal way to convey informations. So for example, we have the mathematical symbol, the plus and minus signs, the units of measurements, the feet, or the foot, or the pounds, or the the common icon in user interfaces. Next that we have is the last part of the decoding is what we call the abbreviations or the acronyms. So these are the shortened forms of words or phrases where acronyms are the type of abbreviation form from a initial letters of the other words. So this one is the uses this is to shorten the terms. So making them to quicker to write and say. And for some people they memorize it quickly because it shortened. It is in the shortened form of words. Like for example, we have here the CMS, which stands for the Content Management System. The DNS, the Domain Name System. FAQ, it stands for the Frequently Asked Question. The ETA, Estimated Time of Arrival. So for times, we also have the SOLAS, the ISM, right? As you remember. So those are the abbreviation or the shortened form of words or phrases. So again, so this will be the end of our topic. So for today, so I hope you learned something for the day and we will continue our discussion for our next meeting. So it's still about the reading, about the advanced reading skills in the technical manuals and the safety procedures in the maritime industry. So again, this is your instructor Elaine, and I'll see you all in our next meeting.